Okay, this app is called Middle School Confidential, and it's a book app about kids that are in middle school or going through middle school, and about how they deal with certain situations at that time in their life. And one thing I want to say about this is I don't say this very often about many apps, and those who know me know this to be true. I actually believe this book app has the power and the possibility to change many lives for the better. So for that reason, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's start out by just looking at some of the things here that you can look at. They have some interesting things, and one of them I want to show you was about the cast. And it tells you about the characters throughout the book, and one of the cool things is that you can actually email them, and you know, they'll reply, and you can have a conversation. It talks about credits through who's behind the app. It tells you a little bit about the app, some very good information here, and about the books and the worksheets that are available, and so on. And then it tells you some information about the books. Now we're obviously looking at the Middle School Confidential, Confident in Who You Are, but there are more in the available, and I hope they make them into the apps as great as this one. I will be very happy if they do. So we've got 8 chapters, as you can see here. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how chapter 1 works, and I'm going to let you read along with me. It's a book that you read yourself. It's not going to talk to you. It's not one of those children's books that have the narration read out loud. It's a book that you actually sit down and read, and you know, actually take in the information that's there. But I'm going to show you chapters 1 through 8, just the main title page, and show you what the topics are about. And then we'll jump right in, and I'll show you how it works. So chapter 1, do you like the way you look, would be the topic. Chapter 2, sometimes I worry what other people think. Now you can tell just by looking at these screens that the stories are in sort of like a comic strip sort of a layout, which I'll show you later is very neat the way they've done it. Chapter 3, sometimes I just lose it. So chapter 4, meet the opinionator. One other cool thing about this app is that there are sound effects that actually add to the atmosphere of the story. So when somebody says something that's not particularly nice, it may go quiet, or there may be some boos, or you know, stuff like that. So it can be really cool. So chapter 5, Fact Finder, getting at the truth. Chapter 6, I don't get it. You could hear the weather in the background there. That's really cool. Chapter 7, I'm stressed out. Sounds like they're in school, as you can see, the lockers up there. And then chapter 8, I like who I am. So let's go back in. I'm not going to go through those chapters because I don't want to spoil the story for you, but you can see there's a lot of depth in this app, which is really fantastic. Let's start at the very beginning. You can see the characters that are standing out here. It tells you a couple of things about the app. Go to the info button to pick the chapters, double tap to zoom in. I'll show you how that works. And zoom out. Turn the page. And this is kind of the introduction before we get to chapter 1. So I'll zoom into this so you can read along. And zoom out. You see how the clapping stopped there because somebody said something like that. He wasn't very happy. Okay, So now we come to chapter 1. So you can read this in two ways. You can read it in the way that you can have the whole page open. So I'll give you just a couple of seconds to read that. You can hear the sound effects. He's bouncing the ball in the background. And it's simple. You just basically turn the page. And if you want to get a closer look, you tap it on the pictures. And then you basically just swipe through this. So I'm going to swipe through the whole of chapter 1 now, and feel free to read along with the story. And something that's very neat is the way the sound effects change to the picture and the situation. That makes me sweat just reading that. That just makes me hungry. Some very cool sound effects, I like it. And at any time you want to go back out to full page, you just tap it. And that is chapter 1. And then you would move on to chapter 2. So that's how the app works. I'm not going to take you through any more of the stories because they're really great and I want you to explore that yourself. But this was my review of Middle School Confidential, and I'll take you back to the home screen, and be confident in who you are.